With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Good evening and welcome back once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, Split Decisions Racing Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season rolls off into race number 2 here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Qualifying already underway. Multiple drivers already out on track. We'll throw some of that information up for you on the side of your screen. There you can see one of those Cup drivers, Harley Barletta, sitting on top of the speed charts, multiple different classes. That's right, triple threat here in the SDR series. You've got all forms of NASCAR out there. You've got the Gander Mountain RV trucks on track. You've got the Xfinity cars as well as those Cup cars out on track, all at the same time. That's right, triple threat each and every time we hit the racetrack. How you doing? How you feeling, race fans? Glad you could all join us once again. Darkside Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from the track side tonight. As well, we've got about halfway through this qualifying session. There you can see that leaderboard over to the side of the speed charts. Doesn't look like we have anybody really rolling out now, and just as I say that, looks like Andy Turner. He begins his time lap. We'll check out Andy here for just a second, see what he can get done in his Xfinity machine, that 35 Chevy Camaro, heading down the backstretch into turn number 3. Up to speed. Let's see how he goes through this qualifying session. Big field here tonight once again, just like the big field we had for the season opener last Friday night at Daytona International Super Speedway. 39 drivers, I believe it was, last Friday night were over the 30 driver mark as well here tonight at Homestead Miami Speedway. This 1.5 mile track gonna put on quite a show. Weather looking good for some racing here tonight. There you can see track temperature right at 80 degrees, just 1 degree above the air temperature out there. Feeling a balmy little night down here in Florida under the lights. Gonna produce some great racing. Turner gonna go 19th on the speed charts. We'll see if anybody else out there on a qualifying attempt. Doesn't look like we've got any other action on track. Few drivers yet to put in their qualifying attempt. That would be William Percy as well as Joshua Sousey, Brad Yuckman, and I believe his name says Cupcake on the timing and scoring. I tell you what, race fans, we got to check this out. Cupcake on screen right here. Truck Series driver, JSD. Yeah. Just so you know, I wasn't playing and I wasn't making this stuff up. There you see the 74 machine, JSD Cupcake. A little bit of trouble there coming through 3 and 4 to the stripe on their up to speed lap. That's going to probably make this first lap suffer just a little bit. Going to have to run that high side, try to build that momentum back up in these trucks. And just like we seen at Daytona last week, even though this is a shorter track, actually right at about a 1 mile difference in the tracks, this just barely under the 1.5 mile mark here at Homestead Miami Speedway. But the time differences are going to be pretty substantial here, as well as they were at Daytona. But race fans, next week we head to the last great Coliseum. That's right, the world's fastest half mile, Bristol Motor Speedway. Gonna put on a fine show for sure. I can guarantee you that. In the SDR Triple Threats 2021 season race number 3 next week at Bristol Motor Speedway. Tonight we're watching 74 of JSD go around the track off of turn number 4, come across the stripe for his second time lap. Let's see if he can improve that 30th starting position. Does all the way up now, just outside of the top 15 in the 16th spot. Looks like the 24 machine out on track as well. Sousey going to begin his first time lap, just 60 seconds past the halfway mark here tonight in this opening 10-minute qualifying session. These races, laps not counting here in the Split Decisions Racing League. That's right, you heard it right. Laps don't count. It's all about the time. 85 minutes, 1 hour and 25 minutes worth of racing. One competition caution will be thrown about midway, 45 minutes or so into each race. Kind of group things back together to allow these drivers to make a few adjustments in their cars, try to get the cars handling a little bit more to their liking. So going to be, unless there's a big time crash, you won't see that typical yellow flag fly off of turn 424. Southsea going to cross the line. Where is he going to slot in? Top of the board, Southsea takes his machine to the top. Cup car leading the field. No surprise there, as we've now got 32 drivers on the speed charts. Nobody else out there on track. So we'll step back for just a brief moment, go ahead and get rid of some of this information and grab a little bit more of your official information coming into tonight's race. There you have your overall points championship. All the drivers competing for an overall championship as well as their individual class championships. Vinny Talib taking the win in the trucks last week. Mike Taylor snatching the Xfinity class win, and Dave Gilbert going to victory lane in the Cup Series last week at Daytona International Speedway. So all three of those drivers sitting right there at the top of your point standings. And we've only got two drivers left to hit the track. Not sure if they're going to actually do so. 2 minutes left to go here in qualifying, and Joshua Southsea and the 24 crew will be able to walk away with that provisional pole here tonight. So with that being said, race fans, we're going to step away from the track for just a brief commercial break, head down trackside for the national anthem, then get things set for your starting lineup and your starting grid for tonight's race number 2 at Homestead Miami Speedway.
So proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof
back trackside race fans as we get set to roll off of pit road for tonight's race number 2 here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Walking away with the pole position here tonight. There you see it on screen. Inside row number 1, the 24 of Joshua Sousey, just to his outside, the 38 of Ryan Johnson. Inside row number 2, the 22 of Chris Wheeler. Luke Smith gonna line up just to his outside. Harley Barletta and Thomas Ridgway gonna make up row number 3. Row number 4 here tonight, the 17 of Lucas Gortman and the 11 of James Colmansberger. Row number 5, Nate Johnson and Dave Gilbert. Tyler Rush, William Klingbeil will make up a row number 6. Starting in the 7th row here tonight, Patrick Anderson and Jeffrey Ramsdale, William Boozy and Jit Armin will round out your top 16 pace car, ready to duck on off. We're ready to fire things off for the first time here tonight. There goes that Ford Mustang pace car field in the hands of the flag man, waiting for it. Green flag flies for the first time here tonight at Homestead Miami Speedway. Down into turn number 1, the 24 takes control of the race lead. There you see Ryan Johnson just behind him, Luke Smith, Chris Wheelman right there as well. Multiple drivers mixing it up at the front of the field. Big time push right there out of that 24 of Sousey up to that outside wall, puts the 38 in a little bit of a squeeze play next to that outside wall. There you can see a long train of cars on that outside. That's right, all Cup cars down. Oh, big move down to the bottom and sideways. Ooh, that was big time moment right there. The 22 having some issues. Chris Wheeler keeping the wheels on that thing, man. That was completely out of shape sideways last time. Into turns 1 and 2, gives up a lot of time. There goes the 88 of Nate Johnson. He'll take the spot away. Wheeler drops 5 spots from where he started tonight's race all the way back now to the 8th spot. And it looks like William Percy, one of our first drivers involved in an incident here tonight. Percy, very slow on the track. We'll jump back, see how that machine's looking. Doesn't look that bad as far as the eye test. But inside that cockpit, that's going to tell the tale. That Xfinity car definitely wounded out there tonight. We'll jump back up at the front. This battle has not gone away. As we continue to work around the track, about 2 minutes into tonight's 85-minute timed race. That's right, you heard it, race fans. These drivers, timed races, a little bit of a road racing feel. Multiple classes here in split decisions racing leagues. You have all 3 NASCAR tier styles or series. You have the trucks. You also have the Xfinity cars, the Cup cars right here at the front of this field. And things get a little dicey. Things get a little hairy. All 3 of these cars pacing at different lap times around this track. Lap traffic is a mixture of not only your series, but possibly the Xfinity drivers or truck series drivers. So having to deal with multiple different cars, multiple different driving styles and lanes due to the car you're in. So everything kind of gets changed up and changed around as we see a battle at the front. That's going to change who's leading tonight's race. Ryan Johnson to the bottom, the 38. Looking sporty right now. Can he keep it off of turn 4? Going to lose a little bit of ground. There's that big run. Why that, being able to wind it out up there on the high side, keep that momentum going, keep the RPM up, and just rock it down the backstretch on these corner exits. There you see the 24 is not just going to get back to him, but get by him and continue to lead tonight's race. Gonna look a little further back through the field, see what we can see. Your top 5 looks like it does consist of all Cup Series drivers, so we'll jump back here. There you see Turtle Shell sponsor right there on Tyler Turtle Rush 27 machine out there, looking pretty sporty. That Chevy Z01 Camaro. Sounding like having some trouble on track. Somebody hit the wall there. We'll jump a little further back here. You see, once again, JSD Cupcake making a pass on Kayla McCarthy. McCarthy gonna lose a spot and drop back now into the 14th spot. Gonna look to the inside, try to take that spot back away. And this is just the type of battles I'm talking about. You've got a truck series driver, a truck class driver battling right there, nose to tail, not backing down at all to that 23 of Kayla McCarthy, just staying right there with her, not letting up at all. There you see, just in front of this battle, another truck series driver, Patrick Anderson, is sitting in a good spot, 12th overall right here on track. Dave Gilbert looks like he is rounding out the front of the field as far as Cup Series drivers are concerned. Gonna try to check around the track, see what else we can't see. Here's another good battle going on. Multiple different drivers, multiple different classes on display. Once again, Tyler Ziegler, Jeffrey Ramsdale, and Andy Turner, William Boosie, as well as Michael Gitchell sitting right there in the 23rd spot. Trucks and Xfinity cars, man, going at it right here at a turn number 4 at Homestead Miami Speedway. Big train of cars now, big stack up coming off of turn number 4 back down the front stretch into turn number 1. Still all packed up back here a little bit further back in the field. We'll jump back a little further, see what's going on back towards the rear of the field. There you can see Cullen Johnson driving his 49 machine, trying to get back up to Brad Yuckman. Yuckman sitting now just inside that top 30 in the 29th position. Both of these Xfinity drivers well behind the field, well off the pace. Gonna head back to this battle because it has not went away. It has not stopped. Thomas Myers now taking a spot away from William Klingsfeld. Tyler Ziegler gaining a spot on Jeffrey Ramsdale. Close battles all through the field. We'll jump back up towards the front of the field here in just a moment. And oh my, not quite sure where that's coming from. Very, very interesting there. Drivers continuing to battle at the front of this field. Your pole sitter still your race leader. Already working their way into some lap traffic. Your top 5 all still pretty much nose to tail. There you see Tyler Rush trying to make his way up through the field as well. Here tonight we continue this long green flag run. No caution coming out so far. No real big incidents to speak of. Front of the field looking very calm, very composed. Your top 4 all pretty much spaced out at about a car length and a half between them. Just nice and easy running here very early in tonight's timed event. Very long race, very grueling. Got to be on it each and every lap. And as you see, these top four not letting either one get away from themselves. Now going through some more back markers, some more lap traffic. Going to be very important to see which one of these drivers is able to pick their way through some of this field and begin to separate themselves. Give themselves a little bit of cushion to play with, a little bit of buffer zone, maybe be able to settle in just a little bit further, slow the pace a little bit, take care of the equipment until that halfway break in tonight's 85-minute timed race event here in Split Decisions Racing Triple Threat 2021 season. That's right, race fans, race number 2 underway here tonight. We continue around the track. Your pole sitters still on top of the leaderboard. We'll see if some of these things sorted themselves out. Does look like most of them have. Ryan Johnson still up there. Joshua Sousey in that 24 machine. I apologize. Sousey taking the pole here tonight. And Johnson taking the pole here tonight. Sousey running in the second spot, leading that second pack. Harley Belletta, Luke Smith, as well as Lucas Gortman, Thomas Ridgway, all right there packed up with each other. And this is a big time pack already closing in on 10 cars a lap down already here tonight. So already a full 30 seconds or so behind your overall race leader. Ryan Johnson has just stepped away. There you can see that 38 working to the inside of yet another Xfinity Series driver. He's going to take that low line through 3 and 4, come back through the front stretch, continue his dominant run so far here tonight, stepping out to a 2, or knocking on the door of what will be a 2-second gap. Drivers coming right at you, coming right into your screen. Ryan Johnson still trying to make his way through these back markers. See just how many cars he can actually put down a lap already, and he is putting them down. Absolutely hammered down at this point in time, and slowly making his way back up through the field, back to where he started tonight's race. There you see that 10 of Luke Smith slotted in just behind Harley Barletta in the 81 machine, running in the third spot. Lucas Gordman back there rounding out your top 5. He's got Thomas Ridgway just about 1.3 seconds or so back behind Ridgway. You'll find Nate Johnson, Tyler Rush in the 8th spot. James Coleman'sberger back there in 9th, rounding out your top 10 as they are on track. Chris Wheeler 3 wide for a moment with 3 different series. You had Cup, Xfinity, and Trucks all lined up from inside to out, going through turn number 3. That's a heck of a sight to see right there, and you're only going to find it on one place. That's right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network in the Split Decisions Racing Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season number 1. 3 wide action on your screen once again as Tyler Rush looks to the inside, gonna have the pass. That was a pretty close moment there. Race leader Ryan Johnson, there you see him right now, back into that completely clean air as he's got himself 3.6 seconds over Joshua Sousey in the 24. Sousey running strong all night long, running in that second spot for the majority of this race. And now there you see the gap back to that 24 as he has now cleared the back markers as well. So we'll jump back to this little battle right here because it's still not completely gone away. Luke Smith right there with Harley Barletta. Joshua Sousey leads this trio of Cup machines. Small battle right there with them as well. Just behind Luke Smith, Lucas Gortman, Thomas Ridgway, Nate Johnson. All right there, backed up with each other. Cup, Truck, Xfinity, all right there, lined up on track. The 17 making his way off of turn 4, gonna cross the stripe. And Rush sitting about 6 seconds back from your race leader. I do apologize, race fans. Sitting about 12 seconds back from your race leader at the moment. Ryan Johnson just continues his dominance, his much superior pace here tonight, just absolutely ripping it out there on the track. And there you'll see the gaps up at the top of the screen rolling across with your ticker. Barletta 3.5 seconds behind your race leader. Barletta's been able to make his way by Sousey. He falls back to the 3rd spot. Luke Smith right there running in 4th. Lucas Gortman running in the 5th spot. Thomas Ridgway 6th, 7th place. Nate Johnson, Tyler Rush gonna sit in the 8th spot right now. 9th place goes to Chris Wheeler. And James Coleman'sberger rounds out your top 10. Dave Gilbert, last week's race winner in the Cup Series. Last driver on the lead lap. Only 16 minutes into tonight's race. Still a very long way to go here tonight. And these drivers putting on one heck of a show. There you can see 30 laps into tonight's race in just 16 minutes. So these drivers getting about 2 laps per minute. Absolutely just laying it down. And as I mentioned, the lap count here, we got to start looking at pit road. We got to start thinking about the tire strategy. We got to start thinking about this fuel strategy. This being a timed event, you're not necessarily worried about going that lap down if it's for a good reason. Coming to pit road to get those 4 fresh tires and fuel, very good reason to end up a lap down, because most of the time when that cycle's on around, you'll be back on that lead lap. So how long will these drivers stay out there? Who's willing to gamble and possibly just take some fuel, try to gain a ton of time on the field, knowing that you've got that halfway break where these drivers get to come down pit road, talk to the crew chiefs, and get some bigger changes done in the cars before heading back out on track for the final half of this timed event here tonight. And as I said, just inching in on the 20 minute mark in. So we have still got upwards of an hour's worth of racing still to get ourselves through here. And Ryan Johnson, if he continues this pace, I'm not sure how many people we're going to actually have on the lead lap at the end of this thing, because he is continuing to just pull away from Harley Barletta. And Barletta, after getting by Sousey, hasn't really been able to get away. There you can see Sousey in the 24 machine sitting just about 6/10 off of Barletta, as we've got more drivers to pit road. Dave Gilbert gonna bring his machine to pit road, gonna go ahead and try to pull a little bit of a short pit, a little bit of an undercut here. I have to keep an eye and see when this 38 machine goes ahead and brings it to pit road, because Gilbert should be able to make up quite a bit of time. He was running back towards the tail end of the field, or tail end of the lead lap. So the game might not be that much, but it will be something as we go back a little further in the field. Drivers that are back behind the 8 ball right now already scored off of the lead lap. There you see that 83 of William Klingsbell trying to make a pass on Caleb McCarthy. McCarthy keeping that spot, heading back down the front stretch into turn number 1. Meanwhile, back towards the front of the field, drivers continuing to mix it up. There you see the 81 of Harley Barletta slowly starting to gap that 24 of Southsea. Just behind Southsea, Luke Smith and the 10 machine still running right there where he started tonight's race. You've got some comers and goers, and you've got some stayer and placers. Is that even a thing, stayers and placers? Is that right? I don't even know if that's right. Ryan Johnson continuing to lead him. Barletta stepping away from Southsea. Barletta now up to almost a 1 second advantage over Southsea. And right here, Luke Smith slowly closing. Oh my goodness, what was that? Oh my, Thomas Myers crashing, coming to pit road. We'll take a look here, see what happened with Thomas. I was right there beside that 24, trying to get woed up, come to pit road. Ooh, that was close for multiple. Oh, my goodness. That was close for Thomas. We'll take a look here from the cockpit of that machine. At 77 there, you see Myers getting sideways, trying to save it, and then, oh, my goodness. Slide impact with that inside safer barrier, but much better than making contact with those barrels or making contact with another car, so I think he'll take that at any day. Gonna come to pit road this time, I believe, for sure. Absolutely, he does break away for pit road. Ryan Johnson continues out on track, continues to lead, continues to dominate. 4.6 second race advantage now being enjoyed by that 38 of Ryan Johnson. Looks like Chris Glick may have been involved, may have had a race incident. Let's take a look here, see what involved Glick. Here you see the 96 and getting a little loose. Seems like turn 4 really catching multiple drivers out. He's more than likely going to have to burn up that fast repair on that one. And absolutely, there you see him coming to pit road, and sideways, your race leader, Ryan Johnson, sideways coming to pit road. Gotta watch that entry. The pit road police very well may pop him for that entry right there. Joshua Southsea now takes control over your race. 24 DuPont Chevy ZL1 Camaro, a little bit battered in the front, but still soldiering on, still heading towards the front of this field, now leading the field after green flag pit stops have ensued. Coming to pit road, giving up that race lead. Southsea, Smith, both to pit road this time by. That's going to give the race lead now to this 33 machine of Thomas Ridgway. Ridgway, one of your Cup class drivers here tonight. There you see multiple Cup class drivers coming off of turn number 2 with a head full of steam, heading right at your race leader. And as we run right now, only 5 drivers left on the lead lap. battles all over the raceway, and when will Thomas Ridgway bring his machine to pit road? Gonna take a look back off of the back end of that 33 machine. There you can see him, multiple drivers gaining ton of time. Looks like he's gonna go ahead and bring it to pit road. Getting it woed up, no problems for him. The Nilla machine just in front of him. Xfinity Series driver onto pit road. We'll jump back with that 38 machine of Ryan Johnson. As Johnson should end up with the race lead once again. Chris Wheeler still yet to make his pit stop. We'll take a look at Wheeler. There he is in that 22 machine. Wheeler staying out for quite some time here. Gonna try to keep the race lead for as long as he can, and looking through some of the timing and scoring, trying to check on pit road penalties, things of that nature. Not seeing very much out there. Not seeing very much of anything out there as far as pit road penalties, so it looks like everybody able to get it woed up in time, and somehow that 38 of Ryan Johnson got it woed up in time, got it slowed down enough, didn't trigger any penalties. And that is a big time for sure. Chris Wheeler running in the second spot. There you can see him in his 22 machine, yet to make his pit stop. Looks like he's going to go ahead and break away to pit road, this time by Lucas Gortman. Now going to take over that second spot. High, wide, and handsome, the Kyle Larson line. Love seeing that racing line ran here at Homestead Miami Speedway. And just when I say it, Luke is going to drop it back down to the bottom to get through turns 3 and 4. Make his way by a few of the back markers, a few of the lap traffic, a few of the Xfinity Series drivers in that Cup car. Driver is just setting sail right now, trying to gain some more time, trying to find a way to reel in your race leader. Ryan Johnson, your race leader, enjoys a 6.5 second advantage, working his way back across the stripe. We are now knocking on the door of 30 minutes into tonight's opening segment here in the SDR Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season number 1 for these SDR drivers split decisions racing. And if you haven't already, race fans, go on over to Facebook. You can check them out over there on facebook.com at Split Decisions Racing. Also find them right here on iRacing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. You're looking for some pretty cool road style, different class racing? Come on over and find your spot, find your fill for it right here with Split Decisions Racing. Do want to keep in mind that we do have some big things coming up. Oh, wrong splash there. Do apologize. Do have some things coming up here this weekend. The Split Discussions podcast sponsoring tonight's race number 2 here at Homestead Miami Speedway. And tomorrow morning, tune on in. Special guest appearance over there on the Split Discussions podcast. Tune in, turn on, check it out. Promise you won't be disappointed. A lot of great discussions about multiple different things in the SDR umbrella of series. So definitely check that out tomorrow morning at 9:30 in the morning. Split Discussions podcast. still leading the race, but now opening up an 8-second advantage. Ryan Johnson absolutely just hammering the field here tonight. Tonight's race started with 34 drivers on the starting grid. We have still got 33 drivers running on the track. However, just 8 remain on the lead lap. Thomas Ridgway in the 33 machine, last driver scored on the lead lap. James Coleman'sberger sitting back in ninth. The car listed 1 lap down. Also, these drivers all gonna get the opportunity to get a wave around in their respective classes when we have this halfway break coming up in just about another 15 minutes or so. But the longer these drivers run, the more opportunity this man is going to have, barring any catastrophe. He's going to have a better opportunity at putting them down a lap overall, which, if you're winning the races overall, then you're probably winning your class, and that doesn't vote well for the people in your class. The 38 of Ryan Johnson has been the class of not only the field, but also the class of the Cup cars here tonight. We'll check in a little bit later, see how some of your other top drivers run as we slowly make our way towards the halfway point here tonight. 30 minutes into this first 45-minute segment. Looking through timing and scoring, and it looks like we do have a Truck Series driver running just outside of the top 5 overall. There you can see him down there, or up there I should say. And that's interesting. That's actually Xfinity Series driver Nate Johnson. Sorry, don't know why I thought he was in the truck, but yeah, anyways, Nate Johnson, your highest running Xfinity Series driver. Gonna look here in just a moment, see where our highest Truck Series driver is. 17 of Lucas Gordman. There you can see him right there, closing the distance, closing the gap to the drivers around him. Xfinity Series drivers, Cup Series drivers, all mixed up, all nose to tail through the field in different spots. We'll jump back here to a battle around the 20th spot, because it is a gaggle of cars. Look at this, 3 wide in 2 different rows here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Great racing no matter where it is here tonight. Field giving a lot of room, field giving a lot of respect, trying to make the passes and utilize the runs. Your race leader, Ryan Johnson, right there, working his way right through the middle of this giant pack. Navigating right through it like a hot butter knife through some margarine on the table. Ryan Johnson just walked right through about 7 or 8 different drivers and made it look pretty easy. Back with this pack right here, still battling for positions. There you can see truck drivers battling for a spot on the raceway. Elijah Travis running in the 17th spot. He's got the 28 of Kevin Bernheimer right behind him. Bernheimer trying to take that spot away. There you see that Xfinity car able to pull off the pass, take the spot away from that Rowdy Energy Chevy Silverado. But here comes that Silverado back on the outside, gonna pull even side by side down the back stretch, and now that horsepower gonna win out in the Ford Mustang being piloted by Kevin Bernhauer. Multiple battles all over this track. We're going to stay right here where they are all mixed up, all running with each other. You've got Cup Series drivers trying to make their way through this pack of trucks and Xfinity Series drivers. We've got Xfinity car drivers trying to battle for a position on the track with truck drivers, truck class drivers, I should say. So there is a ton of action, a ton of different things going on all at once here on track at Homestead Miami Speedway in race number 2 for Split Decisions Racing Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021. Tyler Ziegler making a pass on Cullen Johnson, and there you can see just off in front of these drivers, JSD making a pass on Bernhauer. Travis now making his way by Turner. Once again, those drivers just kind of flip-flopping back and forth on screen. There you can see them on your screen. Kevin Bernhauer with Andy Turner. Brad Yuckman down there on the inside lane trying to make up some spots. He's going to grab a spot away from Elijah Travis. Travis in that 51 Rowdy Energy machine falling through the field. Back up near the front because there's a battle brewing for that second spot as they run overall. Joshua Sousey right there in the second spot. Harley Barletta trying to close in. Luke Smith right there hounding Barletta down the backstretch into turn number 3. These drivers mixing it up, and I tell you what, we haven't done it yet, race fans. Let's go with one of our onboard gyro cams here tonight at Homestead Miami Speedway, on board with the 10 of Luke Smith. Great camera shots here tonight from Homestead Miami Speedway. Do appreciate all the hard work by everybody back behind the scenes, making it all happen with all these great camera shots. Do want to give a big shout out to each and every one of these drivers and crews for allowing us to put these cameras on these cars in different spots and bring you different shots and angles as they make their way around the speedway. Gonna jump back once again to this battle. It has not went away. These drivers continue to fight it out for supremacy on the speedway. Brad Yuckman down on the inside trying to make up some time on Kevin Bernhauer out there on the outside. Ooh, Cupcake almost into that outside wall. Truck almost into the outside wall. The 93 of Yuckman having a little bit of connection issue. We'll jump up here with the 24 of Bernhauer, see if that helps out any. As we continue green flag racing here just on the outside, looking in on our halfway stage break here tonight. There you can see still these drivers battling for a spot on the track. Still having a little bit of issues out there with the timing and scoring. We'll try to get all that worked out for you. It looks like timing and scoring giving us a little bit of a fit here tonight, so we'll try to see if we can't work around that as we continue this long green flag run here tonight. Working our way in to that halfway point in tonight's race, sponsored by Split Discussions Podcast. That's right, Split Decisions Racing's very own podcast. You can check it out tomorrow morning, 9:30 in the morning. Some special guests hopping on tomorrow morning, so don't miss it. Don't be late. Check them on out at Split Discussions Podcast. We continue to have our technical department trying to see if they can catch anything going on out there on the track, out there with all the overlay and things of that nature. Caution flag gonna fly. Ryan Johnson leading the field at the end of this stage. So as these drivers make their way around the track, get caught up to the back end of the Ford Mustang pace car, let the officials get all the running orders situated, things of that nature. We're going to step away from the track for just a brief moment, pay a few bills, then we'll be right back with your run to the end here tonight at Homestead Miami Speedway.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Racing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Ray Alfala into the outside wall.
Gonna pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's gonna get them all done with. What amazing!
Lee to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is gonna touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save!
Look to the outside, and Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Venner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Makashube, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
Backtrack side as the Ford Mustang pace car lights have gone out. That means we're set to go back green flag racing this time by. There you can see that 38 of Ryan Johnson. He has absolutely been the class of the field, leading the entire time in the first segment of tonight's timed race. Pace car gonna duck off. Green flag flies once again here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Johnson off to a very good start. Looks like most of the field gets back underway without any issues, no problems up through the gears. After that stage break, we continue to have only 9 drivers, or 10 drivers, I should say, left on the lead lap here tonight. And caution flag flying once again here tonight. We'll have to check in, see what happened here, see if we can't see anything. Not seeing any incidents out there on track, so maybe just another admin caution, maybe trying to get the starting order, the restart order fixed. Maybe something a little bit off, race officials noticing it. And oh, well, no, it looks like there is some smoke, so definitely a driver involved. We'll take a look, see if we can't see it on the replay here. And there you see right there, Patrick Anderson blowing the motor. That's what happened. Anderson popping the engine there on the front stretch. Driver stacking up. And that's going to put us under caution for the first time here tonight. Multiple drivers caught up in that one, so we'll head back to the front of the field as you see that wounded truck down there on pit lane. Lucas Gortman, Joshua Salcy, as well as James Coleman'sberger, Tyler Rush, all going to take the opportunity to come to pit road, get some fresh tires, some more fuel, separate themselves just a little bit from the race leader, from Luke Smith, Harley Barletta. All three of those drivers have been up inside the top 3 to 5 spots pretty much the entire race here tonight. Chris Wheeler rounding out your top 5. Good solid run by that 22 machine. Good recovery. Had a little bit of trouble early in the race. Has since regained some of the spots lost back inside the top 5. Just 2 spots back from where he started tonight's race. And trying to see who the biggest mover is right now. Looking through that timing and scoring, looks like your biggest mover of the race, Kevin Bernheimer, back in the 14th spot, up 17 spots from where he started tonight's race. So that 28 Ford Mustang has been on a tear through the field, but nobody has anything for the man at the front. Orion Johnson has led this entire race after taking the pole position here tonight at Split Discussions podcast, Homestead Miami Speedway 85. My goodness, race fans, knocking on the door of 60 minutes into tonight's race. That means just about 27 minutes remaining in this timed event. Will anybody have anything for the man at the front, Ryan Johnson, or could we possibly see Johnson walk away with this thing? Had a 6-second race advantage before that halfway break, that 40-minute mark break, and Johnson was trying to step away from the field once again, but unfortunately, caution flag coming out, driver popping the engine, stacking up the field. Big mix-up on the front stretch. Officials threw the caution. We find ourselves back behind the Ford Mustang pace car. And you know, in these timed events, I'm not saying you want cautions like this, but this plays into the hands of the race leader if you kind of think about it here. These caution laps, well, they take about a full minute longer than a racing lap. So you're able to get closer and closer to the end of tonight's race with each caution that we might have from that halfway point on. That's about 3 minutes worth of time that Johnson doesn't have to worry about racing anybody for a position. So that shortens the time that he's got to worry about keeping that thing out front. And if you're the race leader, you're loving every minute of it. But if you're Luke Smith, Harley Barletta, Nate Johnson even back there running And that Xfinity car in the 4th position. You're wanting to go back green. You're wanting to get back on the gas and give yourself as much time to get by and get that race lead, the overall win here tonight, if you can. And, well, we'll see if you can, because right now we're getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Once again, Ford Mustang pace car going to make the left-hand turn. There it goes. Johnson waiting on the gas. Green flag back in the air here tonight, and Luke Smith steps away with your race leader right when he went, and Harley Barletta struggling right there, stacking up the field just a little bit. Drivers not able to make their way up through the gears as cleanly on that restart. Now Barletta steps away. Battle gonna be right here on track. You've got Truck Series drivers, Xfinity Series drivers, Cup drivers, all right there. Oh, in contact! The 95 clips the back end of that 24 briefly. 24 all sorts of out of shape, and oh no, into that inside wall hard for Joshua Salcy. We'll take one more look at that. There you see just slight contact off of that 95's front, and just not able to save it, and hard impact by Salcy. Back to the front of the field with your race leader. Ryan Johnson has been passed. Ryan Johnson has been passed by Luke Smith. What happened to Johnson? And Johnson now falling through this field. After putting on a very dominant first half of tonight's race, struggling now. Losing some spots, losing some time. Ryan Johnson fell back to third. Now takes that second spot back away from Harley Barletta. Barletta not letting up at all as Luke Smith has taken over the race lead. That 10 machine fired off very good on that latest restart, and there you see it, 1.4 seconds now in front of the dominant man here tonight. And will that dirty air be just enough to keep Ryan Johnson behind Luke Smith? Smith sure hopes it is, as we are just about, it looks like, 2.5 minutes away from the 60-minute mark here tonight. And Tyler Rush gonna bring his machine down to pit road. Looks like that is a scheduled stop here tonight, so that's going to drop us down to just 9 drivers left on the lead lap here tonight. We started tonight's race with 34 drivers on the starting grid. We have still got 29 drivers running on a track, but only 8 drivers now left on the lead lap, as Luke Smith has taken control over the race and has stepped away and left former race leader to battle it out right there for that second spot. You've got Ryan Johnson, Harley Barletta, and Nate Johnson all nose to tail, second, third, fourth, all Cup Series drivers all making their way back down this front stretch. And not a scheduled stop at all. Tyler Rush has had some trouble. Rush with trouble. He is dropping through the scoring charts. The tough break. Tyler Rush running very well here tonight, now having some big trouble down on pit lane, still in pit lane, and this man right here having a little bit of trouble here tonight, a little bit of struggle. Last week's truck class race winner, a little bit behind the field now, a little bit behind the drivers in his own class. Vinny Tabby looking like he is struggling to repeat last week's race winning performance. Back to this little battle going on just in front of them. See multiple drivers all nose to tail. You've got Xfinity cars with these Gander outdoor RV trucks battling for spots on the track. My goodness, it doesn't get much better than this, race fans. The 20 of Joel Harleman down there on the inside trying to take the pass, trying to take the spot, make the pass on Kayla McCarthy running in that Coca-Cola Chevy Camaro, that Xfinity-powered machine, trying to keep it powered up, run that top side, but here comes that AC Delco 20 of Harmon down there on the inside, makes a good run, but there you see the power just prevailing. That run on corner exit, just too much for that truck to deal with. There you see through the corner, makes a ton of time up, but loses slightly more than he gains each and every corner, or each and every straightaway, I should say. And unfortunately, just doesn't look like Harleman gonna make it much further to the back end of that Coca-Cola machine. And what a run that Kayla's having as well, up 7 positions from where they started tonight's race. So that Coca-Cola 23 machine has done a fine job moving up through the field. We'll continue to look at the timing and scoring things of that nature. Cup class driver leading the field, Luke Smith, enjoys a 1.5 second advantage now over his closest competitor, Ryan Johnson, your early race leader, your pole sitter, sitting now in a battle with Harley Barletta. There you see that battle right there. There you see Johnson in just about 7/10 back. Barletta right there running in the 3rd spot, and well, he's got another Johnson right behind him. Nate Johnson starting to close in his 81 Ford Mustang. There you can see him right there sitting just in front of Chris Wheeler. A little further back behind Chris Wheeler, that's where you'll find this man right here, Thomas Ridgway, running in that 6th spot. Lucas Cortman right there in his Cup machine, that 17, looking pretty smooth out there tonight. Back in the 8th spot, there you can see him working his way off of the corner. All your top 8 drivers, all Cup Series drivers. Dave Gilbert being scored the first car down off of the lead lap. Gilbert also one of your Cup Series drivers. Kevin Bernheimer right there, your first Xfinity Series driver on the scoring charts, and Kayla McCarthy looking to take that spot away, and does so up the track. Contact into the outside wall. Here comes the truck being piloted by Harleman. Harleman takes the spot away, gets a 2-for-1 after contact between McCarthy and Bernheimer. Bernheimer with the run, gonna take that spot from McCarthy now, but right behind is last week's winner at Daytona International Superspeedway, Dave Gilbert. His cup machine not really to his liking here tonight, struggling just a little bit back behind the field, back off of the pace, being scored down one lap, not even being scored. The first car one lap down, or I believe he is the first car one lap down now. Gilbert slowly trying to make his way back up through the field, because look at this right behind him. If he doesn't get a move on, he's going to get put a lap down. And as Luke Smith has caught this lap traffic, he has lost a ton of time to Ryan Johnson. Johnson, there you can see him just back behind that Truck Series driver. Johnson trying to make his way back up there to that top spot as we've got drivers breaking the pit road. Jonathan Cross bringing his Nilla Chevy down a pit road. Ooh, this is going to get close, race fans. This is going to get interesting. Just 20 minutes remaining here in this 85-minute timed event from Homestead Miami Speedway in the split decisions. Turtle Shells a triple threat 2021 season tonight. The Split Discussions podcast sponsoring the great race action. There's going to be a lot of things to discuss, a lot of things to talk about after tonight's race on tomorrow morning's podcast, along with a lot of other great things. A long laundry list of topics going to go down tomorrow morning. Some special guests appearing over there as well. So tune in, turn it up. Join us tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning. Check it on out. Split Discussions podcast. Battle for that top spot and battle no more. Ryan Johnson has made his way back to that top spot. Luke Smith not giving that spot up very easily. But unfortunately, looks like Johnson has just got that car dialed in, and he goes back to that top spot. Harley Barletta going to bring his machine to pit road. Elijah Travis on to pit road. Andy Turner to pit road as well. "109 laps now in the book, and we have still got just about 14 to 15 minutes remaining here tonight. So look for another 20 to 30 laps to be put on the board by your race leader, Ryan Johnson. And when will he come to pit road? Few drivers coming to pit road at about lap 81 or so. Looks like Harley Barletta last off of pit road on lap 107. Barletta pitting from the third spot on track, giving up that time early to hopefully try to make up some distance on your top two runners. Ryan Johnson, Luke Smith, both of these drivers stepped away from the field. As Dave Gilbert going to bring his machine to pit road once again. Thomas Ridgway sitting now in the fourth spot, starting to close the gap, but still he's got a long way to go. 4.3 seconds behind Nate Johnson as Johnson sits 5.3 seconds behind Luke Smith right here, right on the rear deck lid of that 38 machine piloted by Ryan Johnson. And I'm telling you, man, just that 38 has been in just a zip code, a world of its own. It has been super fast all night long, walking away with the pole position here tonight, dominating the first half of tonight's timed event, losing a little bit of ground here in the second half of the event, but slowly but surely climbing his way back to the race lead. More drivers to pit road. Thomas Ridgway brings his machine down. Michael Ayward as well as Joel Harmon. Harmon onto pit road. Looks like that's the last three drivers to pit road this time around. We'll keep our eyes peeled as your race leaders, Ryan Johnson, Luke Smith, they peel off. They come to pit road, both squirrely and sideways, bringing their cars to pit road. Looks like Nate Johnson going to join them right there. There you see him on to pit road. Gonna jump back now with the 11. Coleman'sberger bringing his machine down. He gets onto pit road very well. That's gonna leave us watching this guy right here. Ken Harley Barletta with that short pit almost 7 laps ago. Is that enough time? Was it enough time on the old tires and him on those fresh tires to get to the front of the field? Looks like Barletta gonna be pretty close. There you see Smith and Johnson coming off of pit road. Luke Smith gonna lose a spot, but Ryan Johnson able to stay out in front of Barletta. So there you see that short pit, that undercut attempt working out on the front side of it all right now, as we've got ourselves a battle brewing for what will be the eventual race lead. We've now got 114 laps on the books. And Lucas Gortman, he has took control over the race lead. We're going to take a look back here at Gortman in that 17. A 20-second race advantage with just about 13 minutes remaining. I know that sounds like a very, very long time, but this seems like it very well may be a gap that you can manage and maintain and get yourself into victory lane. Will we see this strategy call get one of the... Oh no, and a truck coming back towards the racetrack. Oh my goodness. Gets it stopped, gets it woed up before coming back on track. Oh my goodness, I believe that was Tyler Ziegler that was involved in that. And that was a big time moment for these drivers running at the front of the field. Lucas Gortman right now enjoys a 16-second race advantage. I mean, he can give up about a second a lap. And he may, well, probably more like a half a second. About a half a second a lap. And Gortman should still be able to walk away with the race lead. Does he have enough fuel? Lucas last on to pit road on lap number 81. All of the drivers behind him on the lap 112, so just a handful of laps ago. They have enough fuel. They have enough tires. But can they make up that ground? Can they make up the distance? Already 2 seconds knocked out of that race lead by Ryan Johnson, who has stepped away from Luke Smith, stepped away from Harley Barletta. Nate Johnson lost a little bit of ground during that green flag pit cycle, now being scored the last car in your top 5. And I believe we can hear it right here on the track. I believe we very well may have a little bit of fuel saving going on out there. Sounding like a little bit of fuel saving by a few drivers out there. I tell you what, let's get a little sneaky sneak in here with your race leader as he makes his way around the track. We'll listen to him as he enters the corner there. You see it way out of the gas for a very long time, giving up quite a bit of time each and every lap, but still enjoying a 9.3 second race advantage with now just 11, make that 10 minutes remaining here tonight. Just a handful of laps remaining before we will crown ourselves a race winner here in the Split Discussions podcast. Homestead, Miami 85. Looking for a few battles on track. Looks like we do have one right here on screen. Kayla McCarthy, Michael Gitchell, right there battling for the 13th and 14th spot on track. The 48 trying to take it away from McCarthy. McCarthy running well here tonight, up 5 spots from where they started tonight's race. And as we mentioned, drivers making up some spots from where they started tonight's race. We're going to go up to this man right here, Jonathan Cross. In his one machine, that Nilla wafers, as I like to call them. Cookies, as some may call them. Anyways, Jonathan Cross, Nutter Butter on the side as well. Oh man, I think Cross is now one of my favorite drivers. Nonetheless, picking up the most spots in tonight's race, Jonathan Cross up 20 spots from where he started tonight. Started all the way back in the 30th position and has soldiered and pushed and forged his way all the way in to the top 10, and he enjoys a 1.9 second advantage over his closest competitor, Elijah Travis. So it's going to take a lot to knock Cross out of that last and final spot inside the top 10. And I'm sure he is going to race his guts out to keep it. We'll jump back at the front of the field because Lucas Gortman, he is in trouble. Ryan Johnson is there. Johnson just 2.7 seconds behind your race leader with under 10 minutes remaining here tonight. I don't think that Gortman's going to be able to stretch this thing out and keep himself in the front. Luke Smith right there just off of the tail end of Johnson. Both of those drivers make their way back into turns 1 and 2, trying to hunt and hound down your race leader. Do have a few battles out there on track that are worth mentioning. Let's go ahead back and talk about Richard Remuller running in the 13th spot. Has Andy Turner right behind him. Good close battle right there between those two drivers. Michael Award trying to take the spot away from Brad Yuckman. That's a battle for the 19th and 20th spot on track. Elijah Davis slowly now closing in on Jonathan Cross. As well, there it is. Ryan Johnson has closed the gap. He is there with 7 minutes now remaining in tonight's race. Just a little bit too much to try to keep that 38 behind. Those much fresher tires will prevail as they make their way through 1 and 2. Up the track goes the 17 of Gortman. Ryan Johnson gonna take the bottom and take the top spot. Once again here tonight at Homestead Miami Speedway, new race leader back at the front of the field. Your pole sitter here tonight, the 38 of Ryan Johnson. Now looking to just try to salvage and save a podium spot here tonight. Lucas Gortman gonna lose a spot now to Luke Smith, put Gortman back in that third and final podium spot. And he's got about a 4-second buffer zone right here. If he can kind of slide in line, maybe sniff a little bit of this draft in front of him, he's got himself a little bit of leeway before he'll have to worry about trying to stay in that final podium spot as drivers make their way back off of turn number 4 down the front stretch. The 10 of Luke Smith gonna have to pick up the pace and get on that loud pedal if he's gonna want to close the gap in the distance. Timing and scoring now keeping your race leader Ryan Johnson out in front of the field by 1.7 seconds. Close racing action right here on your screen, but not a battle for position. That 11 machine of James Coleman'sberger sitting one lap down, being scored the first car one lap down. That Smith is just wanting to see if maybe he could get a push, a little bit of help, but no help coming for Luke Smith. The 11 gonna go to the bottom, wash back up to the top of the raceway just behind that 10. Only about 4 minutes remaining here tonight in the Split Discussions podcast. Homestead Miami 85. We'll throw your timing and scoring up for you right there. Says 3 to go, so I believe they're going to give these drivers just 3 more laps before the end of tonight's race. Multiple drivers put out of the race after some contact towards the middle of tonight's race. We did start tonight with 34 drivers. We still have 28 driving out on the track. 28 drivers soldiering on and making it through to the end of tonight's race. But we are down to just 8 cars left on the lead lap. James Coleman'sberger, last driver on the lead lap. David Gilbert, last week's winner at Daytona in the Cup class, sitting off of the lead lap in that lucky dog position as your race leader crosses the line. 2 laps left for these drivers here tonight. Looking for some more battles. We'll check this battle out right here. The one that was on screen was not for position. This battle right here for a top or for that 4th spot. Can Gortman try to keep himself in that 4th spot? Gonna try, but not gonna be able to do it because Nate Johnson gonna go to the high side and right around Lucas Gortman, who tried everything he could, tried to get that undercut to work out for him, just slightly off on that on the calculation, and he's gonna fall from the top spot back into the 5th position, but still up 2 spots from where he started tonight's race. So still a good solid run, a good solid finish here tonight for Lucas Gortman, and I believe that has done it, ladies and gentlemen. Final lap being shown to this man right here on screen, the 38 of Ryan Johnson, gonna walk away with tonight's race win. There you see him coming off of turn number 4, gonna come to the stripe, crossing the line. I believe they may get 1 more lap out of this before the time is up. Only an hour and 23 minutes into tonight's race. 85-minute race time. So these drivers may very well just have a little bit of time. And oh no, Lucas Gortman having to come to pit road. He is not going to be able to make it around. And in tonight's race on the lead lap, looks like Ryan Johnson now going to put him down a lap, and James Coleman'sberger going to pick up a spot. Back down the backstretch one more time for that 38 of Ryan Johnson. If he crosses the line before we get to that hour and 25-minute mark, we will have ourselves one more lap around the speedway, and absolutely gonna have that white flag now being displayed for the field as your race leader. Ryan Johnson crosses the line, putting the majority of the field down one lap already. Just 6 drivers left on this lead lap as Johnson heads down the backstretch into turn 3 for what should be the final time here tonight. Working his way through the center, now back to the bottom, under 4, checkered flag in hand, in the air, your race winner, the 38 of Ryan Johnson. And it looks like we've got some extracurricular activities. Some drivers upset and damaged coming to the end of tonight's race. But what a race by Johnson, man. I tell you what, he drove his way back up through the field, took a pit stop, and then had to drive up through the field once again. Was able to keep enough tires underneath him to do the job and then step away from the field. Big time shout out, big time win here tonight for your race winner, Ryan Johnson. Man, what a good win. Drivers coming by, congratulating them. There you see Luke Smith, Harley Barletta going by. Drivers enjoying some celebrations now. So with all that going on, with all that being said, race fans, we're going to step away for a brief commercial break, get things set up for your post-race interview. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Growing up as a kid in Oklahoma, where I'm from, the Chili Bowl is the biggest race that we have. The Chili Bowl has kind of been my favorite race of the year. Growing up a dirt racer in Oklahoma, that's kind of the holy grail.
Backtrack side here tonight at Homestead Miami Speedway as we come to a close here in the Split Discussions podcast. Homestead Miami 85. Let's see if we can't catch a few words in with some of the drivers walking away at the top of their respective classes here tonight. Let's see if we can't catch in a word with your top truck series finisher here tonight. Elijah Travis, is Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey, man, how you doing? How you feeling after walking away with the win for your class?
I'm stoked because this was only my second race in this league, so I want to thank SDR, Turn 3, everyone who helped set this up. Yeah, just really awesome to get my first win in my second race.
Well, just your second race, knowing now what you know going into next week, do you think strategies or anything like that may change, knowing that we're going from 1.5 miles into basically a blender at Bristol Motor Speedway?
I don't think strategy is going to play as big of a deal this time, and that really helped me for this race because tire wear was such a great thing. But for Bristol, it's just tire wear is not much of a thing because you're not going as fast.
So with this just being like the start of your racing here in the Split Decisions Racing Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2020 season, how did you decide which truck you wanted to jump into? What made you pick these Gander Mountain trucks?
To be honest, I thought that it would be fun to just jump into the lower series. Just kind of, play it safe. I don't want to hop into the Cup Series, really fast. And besides, I thought that I had to start in trucks anyways and then work my way up like in real life.
All right. Well, I'm new here just like you are, so we'll figure this thing out together. What do you say?
Sounds good. Let's do it.
All right, Elijah, once again, congratulations on walking away with the class win here tonight in the trucks class. Before we let you go and enjoy the night, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that 51 truck?
Not really. There's not really many people that know or that really pay attention to me with my racing career on iRacing, but I do want to thank some of my fellow racing competitors that brought me into this league, Tyler Ziegler and Thomas Myers. They really helped me to get to this league.
All right, Elijah. Well, man, again, congratulations on winning your class here tonight. We'll see if we can't catch up with you possibly at Bristol after the race or maybe a little bit later on in the season. However, though, man, once again, congratulations. Heck of a job out there tonight. There you go. Final words from the driver walking away with the class win in the Xfinity Series. That's going to lead us to the winner of that Xfinity class. Let's see if we can catch in a word with the driver inside that 23 machine. Caleb McCarthy, it's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Sure do, Dave. How are you, sir?
Doing pretty good. Oh, please don't call me sir. That makes me feel so much older than I am, and I'm pretty old already.
Alrighty, well, Mr. Dave then.
Well, walk us through those final few laps. It was very close coming to the end. How close was it?
It was too close for comfort. Coming down to it, we stayed out a lot longer than anybody else, and we knew that would be the better strategy to have better tires toward the end of the race. And we timed it just right to where we passed. I believe it was the one car with about 2 minutes left, and was able to hold off the 92 there at the end.
Well, Kayla, looking back at last week, I'm trying to see here. You had a good, solid finish up there towards the top of your class. Now you're walking away with the win in your class in the Xfinity class here in the Split Decisions Racing League. How are you looking forward to Bristol? You know, 2 bigger tracks to start off the season, then basically being thrown into a blender with 30, 40 other cars on track, trucks mixed in, different speeds going on. What's the mentality or the mindset as you look forward to next week?
I think a lot of it is honestly just going to be survival. You got to kind of pay attention to what's around you at that track and still also at the same time drive your own race. So yeah, just be on your toes and just kind of patiently aggressive. I think is going to be the best word for it.
Absolutely. Patience is definitely key at Bristol Motor Speedway. You had the patience out there tonight to trust the crew chief calls and make the strategy work. Paid off for you. Walked away in the 10th place, I believe, overall, first in your class. So a heck of a job once again here tonight. Before we let you go, though, Kayla, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that 23?
Yeah, definitely got to give a shout out to my wife who puts up with me for putting in the time that I do to do this. I couldn't do it without her. She's my biggest fan, my biggest supporter. Also, shout out to Jonathan Atkins. There's a couple of guys. Jonathan Atkins, Dustin Rouse, Chris Pendle, a couple of these guys that have gone through a bunch of stuff with me this week and have really been there and picked me up. Shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all. And let's go, man. I'm ready.
All right. Well, again, Kayla, congratulations on a great night here tonight. And we look forward to catching up with you a little bit more throughout the season.
10-4. Thank you.
There you have it. Final words from the driver walking away with the Xfinity win. Sitting inside that 23 machine, Kayla McCarthy. On to the man of the hour, the man of the moment. There you see it. Your overall race winner, burning them down on the track. Let's see if we can't catch in a word with your overall winner, your Cup Series winner, Ryan Johnson. Is Dave in the booth? You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, bud.
Hey, bud. How you doing? How you feeling? Still celebrating down there on track, huh?
Yeah, gotta get that out of the way.
I hear you, getting the job done one way or another, man. Walking away with a great win here tonight. How good was that car, man? Just, it looked absolutely flawless out there tonight.
Yeah, I was just trying to stay clean, hit my marks, save my tires. I mean, we had a race. Our finale for season 1 was here, and I just saved my tires better than everybody else, and I was able to pull away pretty good. And I had a little doubts there with Luke at the end. I wasn't catching him very fast, but fortunately we were able to pit and get out ahead of him and able to stay up front.
Now, I'm going to ask you kind of the same question as you blow your engine there sitting on the track. Got a little too hot under that hood, huh? But going to ask you or word a question to you, kind of like I did with Kayla there in her interview for winning the Xfinity class here. Last week at Daytona International Superspeedway, kind of a gambling race, if you will, snake eyes, crapshoot of a race. Walked away with a good, solid finish. Last time on the track, tonight walking away with a race win. That's going to set you up to be right there in the top of the point standings heading into Bristol Motor Speedway. A lot of drivers don't really care for Bristol. What's your thoughts? What's your outlook? What's your mindset heading in to next week's race?
To be honest, I love Bristol in any car that I've raced it in. It's just people are going to have to know to, take it easy. We got a long race. We got to have a lot of patience. It's a small track. We're going to have a lot of cars, especially with 3 different classes. And we're just going to have to take our time and try to keep our cars clean.
And see, you mentioned to take your time and keep the car clean. We seen you come through the field multiple different times tonight at different, times in tonight's race. At one time, you made your way through about 10 cars of traffic that were kind of grouped up, running with each other, running for a position, and you just methodically picked your way right through them. Is that just kind of the mind state that you have on every race, or are you trying to practice, so to speak?
Yeah, with this league, I mean, that's what you got to do. I mean, you got to, look at what's ahead of you, and you got to kind of predict, try and figure out where everyone's going to go. And I mean, the Xfinity cars are faster down the straights, so, you can hop in behind them on the straights, but when they go in the corner, you might want to follow a truck instead of an Xfinity because they're so much slower, and that speed difference is so big. And yeah, I just try to take your time and try to predict where people are going to go,
Absolutely. Well, Ryan, again, congratulations on another great finish and a race win here tonight, taking the top spot overall as well as in the Cup class here tonight from Homestead Miami Speedway. Before we let you go and enjoy the rest of the night, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on the side of that 38?
Yeah, Taz Motorsports, Woody's Designs, all the admins in the Split Decisions Racing League, you for broadcasting on Turn 3, friends, mom, dad, girlfriend, and everyone that supports me in this and helps me do it.
All right, Ryan. Well, again, congratulations on the race win here tonight, and we look forward to catching up with you in the next few weeks.
Hopefully we do, man. Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Final words from your overall race winner, your Cup winner, here tonight in the Split Discussions podcast. Homestead Miami 85. Ryan Johnson walking away with that top spot. And what a night it was, race fans. Had multiple different battles all over this speedway all night long. Had a little bit of calamity for a few drivers out there, but we stayed pretty much clean and green the entire time. Just one extra caution besides that stage break here tonight. So hats off to the entire field out there, and hats off to each and every one of you race fans sticking with us all race long here for the SDR Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2021 season. And with that being said, I tell you what, why don't we get to a little bit of the official business at hand here tonight as the music begins to play in the background. Producers ready to roll down your overall finishing order for tonight's race, walking away with the race win. The 38 of Ryan Johnson. Luke Smith gonna slot in just behind him. Harley Barletta walking away in third. Fourth place goes to Nate Johnson. Thomas Ridgway walking away with the final spot in the top 5. Chris Wheeler gonna finish in 6th. 7th goes to James Coleman'sberger. Lucas Gortman gonna finish the race in the 8th spot. 9th goes to Dave Gilbert. Kayla McCarthy gonna walk away in the 10th spot, winning the Xfinity class here tonight. Richard Remuller right there in 11th. Jonathan Cross in 12th. Elijah Davis taking the top spot in the truck class, finishing here tonight in the 13th spot. Kevin Bermheimer finishing in 14th. Andy Turner in 15th. Michael Gitchell right there 16th. 17th spot goes to Jeffrey Ramsdell. Brad Youngman finishing the race tonight in the 18th spot. 19th goes to Michael Allward. Cullen Johnson gonna walk away in the 20th spot. The 74 machine slotting home in 21st. 22nd goes to William Percy. Tyler Ziegler gonna finish in 23rd. Vinny Tabby right there in 24th. Mark Hagerman right there finishing tonight's race 25th. 26th spot goes to Thomas Myers, while William Boos rounds out your top 27. Chris Glick gonna finish in 28th here tonight. 29th spot goes to Joel Harmon. Tyler Rush gonna walk away from the track in the 30th spot. Joshua Susi in 31st. William Klingbeil right there in 32nd. Patrick Anderson gonna finish tonight in 33rd, and rounding out the field, the 84 of Jason Lottridge. What a race we had here tonight, race fans, and we'll have to see how it all goes, how it all fares once again when we hit the track next Friday night, 8:30 Eastern at Bristol Motor Speedway. Gonna be one heck of a show, gonna be fireworks, that's for sure. Bristol Motor Speedway, short track racing at its finest. They don't call it the last great Coliseum for no reason. The world's fastest half mile. We're gonna put on a show, I can guarantee you that, next week in the Split Decisions Racing Turtle Shells Triple Threat 2020 season underway. It's been another great one. It's a new day, new year. Stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until next time, we'll meet you in turn 3.